Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And this is your boy JTG, aka Jay the God.
Stand by, a brand new Wrestling Insider special edition is now.
Picking up, there's rumors, that CM Punk is coming back, getting signed to AEW. We don't know how true that is. There's also rumors of Daniel Bryan signing to AEW. That's also exciting. And when I heard about the news of them two coming back to the wrestling world, I was thinking, the first thing that crossed my mind was those two are like at the top of their game. They could bring a whole new viewership back to wrestling, and also they could do what the NWO did to WCW. They could do it they do it for AEW.
Wrestling fans, it's time to rock. WWE legend Marty Jannetty of the Rockers returns for 3 big nights, Wednesday, September the 1st through Friday, September the 3rd. Marty will be taping historical Wrestling Insider episodes, live specials, Insider autograph signings, support wrestling superstars, pre-order autographed 8x10s now over at bostonwrestling.com. This September, get your sunglasses ready. It's time to party with Marty.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And I'm John Cena Sr.
Johnny, the fans just haven't asked for it, they have demanded it.
This August, we're headed back to Tampa for Wrestle House 2.
WrestleMania weekend, we brought you Sinister Minister James Mitchell, TJP, Demolition Smash, Al Snow, Dutch Mantel Zeb Coulter, JTG of Cryme Time, and WWE Hall of Famer Gerald Briscoe for in-depth interviews and live interactive cyber autograph signings.
And if you want our Wednesday Night Wrestling Insider Special Edition episodes to continue, we need your help to bring these superstars' careers and lives to life.
Bringing you free content 7 days each week is an expensive proposition. Between appearance fees, air travel, renting the house, the equipment, and everything that goes in to a week of shooting, we can't do it without you.
As we prepare to return to producing live in-ring events, help us bring you the superstars and legends of yesterday and tomorrow by visiting Indiegogo now and check out some of the great rewards.
Wrestling fans, it's going to be a wild week in Tampa the first week in August. Get ready for Wrestle House 2.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, welcome to another Wrestling Insider Special Edition, your Wednesday night rotating guest. You never know who, what, when you are going to expect. Very happy to be joined by this man, JTG. We had a lot of fun a couple of years back in New Jersey when we had Chad with us.
Had a blast.
We had some fun this WrestleMania week in Florida.
More of a blast.
But it is not a Sunday. It is not a WrestleMania week.
No, it's not.
And we're not in New Jersey or Florida.
Nope.
We have finally made it here to our humble abode here at MWF Studios.
And I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having
You
me.
looked disgusted when you walked in, but that's
Oh
all
no,
right.
I had a big
Are you
smile
sure?
on my face. You sure about that?
All right,
I mean,
well,
it is early in the morning. It could have been.
My glasses with the vision. I mean, you could have given me the finger and I couldn't tell.
You couldn't tell.
JTG, I think he wanted to register the name QVC because he's literally turned into a home shopping channel with all of the different
Whatever you
goods.
want, I got it.
Some of the fans, they love the Kofi commercial. Some of the fans
Thank you.
hate the Kofi commercial.
You hate it.
Some of the other ones we tried to air, and then the studio almost castrated me when they realized it was copyrighted music, but we can dance around that in the future. But I mean, you've even got some goods on the table.
Oh yeah, I got right now I'm wearing that, I had to bring it here with me, some strawberry lemonade beard butter. Right now I'm walking around Massachusetts smelling sexy as hell, smelling like strawberry lemonade. And I got some
like strawberry lemonade.
The ladies love strawberry lemonade.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is about
I gotta get
I don't know if it's
How
the
do you
strawberry
do
or the lemonade,
What's the
but
spray stuff?
this is the Bay body spray.
The
Bay?
Bay?
So you don't want to just have your beard smelling good. You have to have the whole body. It says beard and body.
What, over the clothes
Just
or under the
spritz
clothes?
over and under.
I don't know, let's see. I know my good friend June McCowan that flirts with me during the live premiere chats is going to be all excited.
Oh, you get a whiff of that.
All right, well, we won't let Adam see it, though. Adam is one of the new members of the Boston Wrestling crew. He probably has no idea what he's gotten himself into, but that's just part of the fun. We've got Jackie, the joke man, in the back, and Howard. They like to tag team the The femme fatales, they need some of that if they can grow beards.
Okay, yeah. If you
So
grow
they need to grow
Well,
the
this will
beards.
help you grow a beard. You know,
Well,
it's not just for maintenance of beard. It'll help you grow a beard.
I did break them a little on you before we began the show, but I have been promised this love package now going back to April of 2019.
I got you. I know I've been
You got
slacking. I've been slacking. I'll take
Now,
that.
I know we had
I'm going to take
coronavirus.
accountability for that.
I have zero doubt that you actually packed the box. It's just a matter of getting you to the post office. Is that it?
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. I'm telling you this, folks. If you missed the episodes we already have online with Jay, I thought they were great. You know, I like most of our episodes that we do. We have such a unique variety of guests, especially on Wednesday night where we don't have a permanent host. Maybe we can filter Jay into that slot that acclaimed...
Work me in, Dan. Work me in.
Acclaimed Hall of Fame thief, Mr. USA Tony Atlas, has retreated to Maine. He bought his $200 Chromebook, and he thinks he's going to recreate the magic of this studio at home in Lewiston, Auburn, wherever the hell it is that he lives. He did one live episode on Facebook that was viewed by 30 people, and I don't know whether to be angry or just sometimes feel bad or a little bit of both when it comes to old Tony.
Oh, Tony.
Old Tony. We had, as millions of fans that watched the episodes knew, we had a lot of fun in the studio.
Ooh, that's a lot.
If you saw coronavirus benefited us a little bit in the beginning, then I don't know what happened last summer.
Okay.
The numbers across the social media channels, whether it be the Twitter, the YouTube views, the subscribers, it exploded to the point where it was nice. Oh, okay, well, you know, you get a little check. Oh, you know, that could be a car payment every month, too.
Okay.
Shit. It could be rent.
Well, thanks for having me. Hopefully I could do the same for
Well,
you.
you know,
we'll see what Jay the God brings.
Again, we're looking for a Tuesday. This is almost turning into one of those reality shows. We're looking for a new Tuesday night host to replace Tony. We've had some fun replaying some of the classics that our newer fans may have missed. Have you ever seen the Tony Atlas foot video?
I've seen a few.
A few?
I've seen a few. Oh, you only seen one?
Well, I have like a very lengthy montage where there's,
I think I saw the
walking,
montage.
There's kicking, there's
stomping,
licking.
Yeah.
It was almost
and,
like...
And it's the sound effects that really get me. The sound effects.
A little kind of a manly voice doing the stomping.
From Tony? Oh, from
No.
From the Stomper.
Yeah, and I know who the Stomper is, so I can verify it's a woman, but it sounds
like a dude.
Kind of manly. And then one of them, it's almost like KFC. Instead of finger licking good, it's boot licking good. Is he kind of...
Everybody has their own thing. Everybody has their own fetish.
He's not bothering anybody, I guess.
No harm, no foul.
Well, no, Tony fouled us in many ways. He would have got thrown out of the game. He would have hit the 5 fouls if it was an NBA game.
Oh, man.
Tony, sometimes I miss you. I don't know.
We love you, Tony.
I don't. Well, he does. We were looking forward to seeing him November the 13th, but
he's not going to be there November 13th.
Well, he took the deposit, but he's kind of vanished into thin air since. So we don't know if he's busy on some of his acclaimed artwork. I don't know what he might be doing. He won't.
I hope to see Tony. I have a shirt that I want him to sign, so I'm going to bring it.
What shirt do you want it to sign?
Just him flexing. Tony Atlas.
Where did you get a Tony Atlas T-shirt?
I know people that know people. You know, it might not be the official, but you know, I just had to make sure.
Are we talking about one at the shopping mall that was just kind of one of those iron-ons?
Yeah, kind of. You know, it kind of looked like Tony. You know, it kind of looked like Tony.
Were you a Tony fan when you were a youngster? Yeah.
Absolutely.
He was kind of jobbing out by the time you and I started watching.
Well, I had to go off of what my mom, because my mom had a lot of magazines of Tony Atlas, and then I saw some footage, and I'm like, oh, a brother, okay, and he's jacked to the gills, so yeah. Definitely was a Tony fan.
He was if there was a Goldberg of his generation, it was him. I mean, he broke in so young. He got such a great monster push down in the Mid-Atlantic and the Carolinas. Then in Atlanta, he got a great push, and you know, all over the place until he finally made it to WWF so long ago. And you know, for 5 years, he was pretty much untouchable. But again, the night he was poor SD Jones. I don't know. You remember SD?
No.
The undercard guy?
No, tell me the story with that.
Well, they were going to get the tag team title belts in the early 80s. In the night they were supposed to get the tag team titles, Tony no-showed the event at the Spectrum to fly to your native Los Angeles to get walked on. A woman was trying to entice, instead of phone sex, they were talking a little shoe sex over the phone.
And he flew out to L.A.
He flew from Newark to L.A. to get walked on and vanished for 8 months.
Huh.
So SD Jones for the next, say, 83, he left in 90, so for 7 years he became a prelim guy, and Tony had his ins and outs and ins and outs and ins and outs.
It was that one flight to LA that changed the course of his life. Wow.
And it proved him to Vince McMahon to be unworthy.
Did Vince know it was for a shoe fetish?
I don't think, quote unquote, Vince McMahon Jr., that everybody knows as Vince McMahon now, was fully aware of it. I think the father did, because he had to Western Union Tony money a couple of times to try and get him out of some hot spots. But just what a waste. You know what I mean?
I hope it was worth it.
One time, the Vince McMahon that everybody knows and loves pulled Tony aside at Madison Square Garden when Hogan was doing the posing in the ring.
Yeah.
And he goes, when you see that, you should know that could have,
been you,
should have, and would have been you.
Yeah, Tony he told me that too. He told me that.
Ouch.
Yeah. I was very fortunate.
Ouch.
I was very fortunate to ride with Tony and Mark Henry on the road a few times, and I heard stories, got a bunch of advice. It was an amazing time riding with Tony and Mark, especially with them two going back and forth with each other.
Arguing.
Tony running red lights. Mark would look over him. That light was redder than him. I got you, Mark. Don't worry, I'll take care.
Tony is not the world's greatest driver. Tony is not the world's greatest driver. But you know what? All I can say is, Tony, the olive branch, it continues to be extended. All we want is, the work to be done.
We still love you, Tony. I love you, Tony.
He loves you. Depends on the day of the week. But we want to get caught up with some current events with you. We have the historical JTG episodes. We know you're going to be joining us this fall. We have some things in the works. The legal department is trying to figure that out here at this humble studio that we really can't get into right now. But the wrestling landscape right now, it is kind of an interesting place.
I think business is picking up.
Now, why do you think it's picking up?
Business is picking up. There's rumors. There's rumors that CM Punk is coming back. Getting signed to AEW. We don't know how true that is. There's also rumors of Daniel Bryan signing to AEW. That's also exciting. And when I heard about the news of them two coming back to the wrestling world, I was thinking, the first thing that crossed my mind was those two are like at the top of their game. They could bring a whole new viewership back to wrestling, and also they could do what the NWO did to WCW. They could do it they do it for AEW.
You think Daniel Bryan has the coolness factor of the NWO going for him?
It'll be a modern day.
Yes.
I think CM Punk could help out Daniel Bryan. We need one more person to make for that trio.
Well, if Samoa Joe didn't go back to WWE, wouldn't that have been an interesting trio?
That would have been great. That'd have been a cool trio. Yeah. Maybe Braun. Braun is a free agent, but I don't know if he has the cool. He has that, like you said, the cool factor, the chemistry with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan.
I think the problem with Braun Strowman is you bring him into a promotion like that, and how small is he going to make some of the regular talent that's there look?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a large human being.
Yeah.
If he makes me look small, how is he going to make Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks look, who I know I'm much bigger than?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He might just have to be a special attraction like Andre.
Well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing. Yeah.
Moderation, to me, has always been the key of wrestling, and I think part of the reason why, not to knock the poor man, but why Big Show never got over to that level. When he was on TV 52 times a year, selling for everybody, doing jobs on a regular basis. I mean, if Andre the Giant was used like
between
that
heel and face,
I mean, what did he turn?
Twice
a year?
Yeah, I think he broke a record for going back and forth between babyface and heel.
Him and Kurt Angle, the two of them. And I think that's another reason why the two of them never, while they'll always be remembered as Hall of Famers and top tier guys, maybe never reached icon status. And to me, Angle, one of the elite ever to match for match, move for move, to ever get into the industry. But with all the foolishness they had him portray over the years, and the constant turning back and forth, and I don't think he'll ever be remembered in the same breath as a Flair or a Hogan or an Austin or a Rock.
And he
or
definitely
a Shawn
had
Michaels.
the potential to be. Yeah.
But in ring, sure.
Oh yeah.
And Big
one
Show,
of the greats. Yeah.
He's one of the few guys, I think, if you look at the history of it, that WCW actually used better than WWE. I think if you go back, and I know you were a younger G back then, but when he was the Giant in WCW, yeah, he was kind of a scary-looking guy. You know, he was doing those missile drop kicks from the top rope.
Yep.
You know,
I remember that.
I'm gonna tell you what exactly call him a luchador, but
I'm gonna tell you what my trainer told me a long time ago when I first started.
Now, which trainer is this? You've had many.
Oh, well, the one who kind of like raised me, I would
North
say
Carolina?
Rip Rogers. Rip Rogers.
Oh, Rip Rogers, okay.
He told us less is more. I always remember that.
And you're not talking Les
more.
Thatcher.
No. I'm talking.
But we like Les too on the show. So. Less is definitely more. All right, fans, we're already getting the cue from the back. We've gotten into little on this episode. We're going to take a brief time out. We'll be back with more Wrestling Insider Special Edition. After this brief time out, you're going to hear from a certain superstar that was in one of the main events of Money in the Bank, a little about this gimmick right here. I'm still waiting for my package, but find out how you can get yours.
The World Wrestling Federation was live at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, Friday, July the 28th, 1989. In the opening contest, The Genius beat Coco Beware. Jim the Anvil Neidhart with the win over Haku via disqualification. Superfly Jimmy Snuka defeated the Honky Tonk Man. Paul Roma victorious over Boris Zukov. Model Rick Martel beat Tito Santana. The Rockers with the win over the fabulous Rougeau brothers. And in the main event, the Ultimate Warrior defeated Andre the Giant in 15 seconds. If you were in Las Vegas live, share your memories in the comment section below. Use the links in the description box to keep Wrestling Legends working in our eBay store and on our world-renowned Patreon streaming service so we can bring you more interactive superstar shoot interviews to relive the good old days of professional wrestling. Check it out. Boston wrestling sports in the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll journey on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, get early ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marati.
And I'm John Cena Sr.
Johnny, the momentum here in Boston wrestling continues as we continue to build and build and build. The fans want to know, how do we help? We subscribe to the Patreon, but we see all the great merchandise on that set. Coronavirus may have killed the nightlife, especially for someone like Marty, but our acclaimed eBay store is open 24/7 around the world.
Wow. Check it out.
Support Wrestling Insiders in-studio shoot interviews on eBay with this brand new personally autographed WWE Royal Rumble 2021 11x14 poster signed by WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, his advocate Paul Heyman, and Kevin Owens. Reigns and Owens battled for the Universal title in a last standing match January 31st in the Thunderdome in Tampa. This limited edition collector's poster is number 31 of only 50 produced. Comes with WWE authentication hologram on the poster itself. Also comes with an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas and a bonus autographed 8x10 photo. Get this rare, awesome collectible for your man cave and help keep wrestling legends working now. Wrestling fans, especially here in the Boston area, we want to thank our great friends at Red Rose for their support for all of our charitable endeavors and programming efforts. Red Rose is 2 years young and extremely thankful for all the support they've had from our neighbors here in Melrose and beyond for an amazing first 2 years. Red Rose thanks Melrose and all of the first responders who have fought the good fight and have never given up hope during these unprecedented times. We did it together. Follow Red Rose on Facebook for their anniversary special, facebook.com/RedRoseFest. /Red Rose Melrose. You'll be glad you did. Open until 2 a.m. Red Rose will give you fresh, piping hot, mouth-watering food that'll put an ear-to-ear smile on even the toughest critic's face. Check out their full menu online at redrosema.com or give them a call, 781-620-1889.
All right, wrestling fans, welcome back to Wrestling Insider Special Edition. Dan Marty, did I call you G?
JTG, Jay the God.
Was I going to call you GTJ? I'm all over the place.
I am a G.
I'm not a morning guy. You are a G.
I am a G, so if you work with that.
Well, you stayed at a kind of a famous place. I don't want to, I don't want the fans stalking you, waiting for autographs next time you're in town. But you were a Hilton guy this time in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Are you familiar with Annie, that used to work at the Hilton?
No, I'm not familiar with Annie.
She was the only woman that could put a smile on Greg Valentine's face.
Oh, at the Hilton Garden there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Her name,
I did not run into Annie.
I don't think it's on her birth certificate. If you read Brutus Beefcake's book, she's best known as Annie the Ass Eater.
Oh.
So I don't know if she smelt that strawberry lemonade face spray.
I'm gonna have to ask for Annie at the front desk next time I check in.
Well, if you ever saw her, I think you'd check into a different hotel, but that's a different story for a different time. Just don't spray yourself on the backside, please. All right, back to what's going on in the world of wrestling. Punk, Daniel Bryan, I've been told by some people within the know of AEW that they think they're coming by the end of September, and I think that's going to be a major coup for them. They have 3 dates in Chicago. They have the All-Out weekend, then they have back-to-back Wednesdays in the New York area. I think they're in Newark, and then what's the tennis player's name? Arthur Ashe Stadium. That's almost sold out. That's almost 20,000 seats. So they're doing some really good business.
Business is picking up, and I'll be honest with you, I have never sat down and watched the episode of AEW. And
not even one.
Not one. I catch the highlights on social media. I catch up on all wrestling, Raw, SmackDown, all on social media. But I think I might have to take some time out and actually watch AEW live when Daniel Bryan or CM Punk make their AEW debut. I
have to say, I think one of their better pickups was Andrade.
Really?
To me,
how's he doing right now?
They've given him a good push off the bat. They haven't done much with him as of yet, other than promos and.
And how was his promo? Because I heard that was one of the reasons he was kind of didn't get that push he wanted in WWE because Vince wanted him to learn English.
I think he'd be enhanced with a manager.
Okay.
I think they kind of paired him with Vicky Guerrero, and now he has some kind of I don't know what the terminology is, but a little sidekick male with him, almost like a Reginald in WWE. But
okay.
I mean, as far as he's got a great look. Age-wise, wrestling-wise, I mean, he's been a top superstar everywhere he's gone, even in WWE, while he may have never been a world champion. He was in that upper mid-card mix. I just think that guy was a missed opportunity. That's someone where they're lacking top guys right now. Why not, you know what, okay, does he speak perfect English? No. But, you know what, if they go back into their own network, they can look at some very, very successful phenomenal days in the 80s and 90s when things were on fire and selling out when they had managers and, geez,
And they created stars. Why do you think they're not creating stars these days? Why do you think they're afraid that they'll get too big, their heads will get too big and go off and do Hollywood or something like that? Why do they have the talent? Why don't they create stars?
I understand the mindset that they want WWE to be bigger than any star. Then if one goes... When Punk left, did business crumble for them?
It didn't crumble, but it took a hit. It took a hit.
As far as financially, maybe they sold a little less merchandise, but did it hurt the core business metrics?
Nah, I don't think so.
Like if a Hogan left or when Austin left and things like that, when you did see significant drops. So I understand the mindset that you want to keep WWE as the prime source, the prime focus of everything going on. I get it. I think CM Punk was kind of an embarrassment where literally it took years and years for fans to stop chanting CM Punk at the live events. And I'm going to tell you, if he does sign with AEW, I think you're going to be hearing a lot more of it on Raw and SmackDown.
Man.
Every time you see, well, Lana's gone, but, those type of matches. Nia Jax out there. I think you're going to be hearing a lot of CM Punk this fall with the fans back.
Ooh.
You can't control it like the Thunderdome.
No, you cannot. You can't just take them off the television.
Yeah.
How are they going to edit those sounds out, those CM Punk chants out?
You can't when it's live. And, maybe a great free advertising tool for AEW. I think that's the one you open the armor up for. When you have a fan base that's willing to chant someone's name literally for years. After they're gone,
I believe
that's someone you're over at that point.
When I was in LA, I went to a show, and The Rock, he was filming for the movie with what's her name again? Paige. Yeah, he did some behind the scenes thing in the live audience, and he made a phone call to CM Punk.
I remember that.
Yeah, and because the people were just going crazy, and he got into a little heat backstage with Vince for that. But how much heat can The Rock get? But
exactly. How much heat is The Rock?
But Vince did say he was a little upset about him saying CM Punk.
Encouraging it.
Yeah, encouraging it.
Well, Paige unfortunately had her behind-the-scenes incidents because of some behind-the-scenes incidents from behind. But did you ever get involved in those?
Oh, absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely
there's
not.
No videos of you and Paige that have yet to circulate.
Oh no, not with Paige, but there's.
Oh, others.
No.
Wait,
Yeah. What we talk about again? Daniel Bryan and.
Now see, Daniel Bryan, he's been gone now for 3 or 4 months. And I hate to, it's not a knock against him, as I like him an awful lot.
Oh yeah, I love Daniel Bryan. Yeah.
Does anyone really care? I mean, does it hurt WWE shows that he's not on? Is it hurt?
It doesn't hurt, but I know the fans want to chant yes. They want Daniel Bryan back.
I think those Bryan more so than Punk. I think it helps AEW more than it hurts WWE.
Yeah, that's one of
at the end of the day,
I'll agree. Yeah.
Would WWE prefer to have them both with them? Sure, but at the end of the day, is it really gonna clink at the armor, so to speak? I mean, they got that guaranteed money coming in from Fox. They got the guaranteed money coming in from USA.
Peacock.
They got the guaranteed money coming in from Peacock.
Yeah.
International deals galore. Licensing deals galore.
Do you think because of those guaranteed deals that they don't put enough effort into the product anymore? Because the fans are really, really upset about the creativity and the writing.
I just think that based upon, if you go back to the beginning of coronavirus last spring, over 60 talents have been released. That's enough to start a fourth brand. You know what I mean? Honestly. They could have an all, I've been big on because maybe we can get into this in a minute or two, but enough to create a fourth brand. I have been a big proponent of as someone that literally disdains the majority of the women's wrestling that's on TV nowadays because I don't think it looks as authentic and realistic as what the guys do. It's one man's opinion. I know some agree with me.
Don't crucify Dan now. Don't crucify him.
There are some that want to castrate me when I say things like that. But as a human, I am entitled to my own opinion. I would love to see WWE, whether it be one of the 3 long hours of Raw or on WWE Network, give the ladies their own hour show. And for the fans that love the ladies wrestling, they'd be in a euphoria. For those that watch it for
wrestling
means beyond the wrestling aspect of it, they'd probably enjoy it for that too. But when they did hashtag Give Divas a Chance back in 2015, I don't think the fans meant give the women a third of the show.
Yeah.
And I think it's shown in that the week that they brought up Becky and Charlotte and Sasha all at the same time, you had a Monday Night Raw that did 3.5 million fans. Now they're struggling to do less than half of that.
Oh.
Now I know that you have the fans coming back is going to give it a boost, but it's going to give it a boost for a bit because it's something new, it's something fresh again.
Yeah.
But after 4 or 6 weeks of having fans again, the novelty of fans is going to go away. And you're going to have to go back to your core product, which is
wrestling.
Boring a lot of the times. I don't know what it is, but with Monday Night Raw, I just... Do you try and tune in? Or do you just get your social media
I get my
flips?
social media fix.
Maybe that's what I need to do.
Yeah. Like when they have something good going and they just... Like, why did they stop the Hurt Business? It was so good.
Why does Cedric scream constantly now? What is he so angry about all this?
I'll be angry too because they canceled the Hurt Business. I was like, oh, I was watching them do their thing from a distance, and I'm like, I'm loving it. Like, man, I want to be a part of this. And they broke the group up. I'm like, oh.
They did nothing with our buddy Shelton for ages.
Finally
Cedric was someone that was in 205 land of nowhere. And to take them in and put them in the mix with Bobby, who was another one I don't think they did enough with, and have a mouthpiece with them, an MVP, it was a great fit. And it seemed like they were trying to turn Cedric 2 or 3 weeks into the beginning of the faction, and then MVP just abandoned ship on them. And it's just like, if you look at it from a beginning, middle, and an end, if you were reading a book, you'd be like,
what?
What is this? And it's a shame because I think Shelton has gone back to main event and catering, and Cedric just kind of screams at everybody. And I don't know why he's so angry. It's almost like when they did that anger management class with Kane and Daniel Bryan about 7 or 8 years ago. He needs some kind of an intervention to find out why
he's
and it's
screaming
not
so
even
much?
just a scream. It's like this squeal, this primal, guttural rage.
I haven't seen that yet. I'm going to look for that on social media.
It is, and I'm sure it's
on there?
what he's being told to do, but it's not a manly sounding scream. It's odd.
It's not even masculine. It's kind of like a chick scream in a horror movie.
I don't know if he's got the deepest voice. Maybe that's why, but it started when they were having the matches with Shelton, and it's just continued, this scream. Maybe you could explain the scream to me.
Maybe he's doing exactly what he's told to do.
And that's all you really can do at the end of the day. But it would not be the material that I would come up with. Because I think Cedric is another world-class talent. I think putting him in that faction kind of,
help
I don't
elevate him
want
a
to
little
say
bit.
hid the fact that he's not the world's biggest guy, but I think it camouflaged it. I don't think you looked at him as a cruiserweight when he was involved with them.
Yeah.
I think you looked at him as a guy that was involved in the top heel faction. And I think that only helped them. Now, since they broke it up, what have they done with Shelton and Cedric in your social media clips?
I haven't seen it. They were a tag team, and then they broke up?
Yeah.
So they're back both two single?
So they broke up from the faction, then they were a tag team, and they broke up the tag team. Then they wrestled each other for a couple of times. And I think, and I was at the go home, Howard. Was that segment, was that two?
That's right.
What, now I'm completely lost.
At the end of the second segment.
All right, well, see, we like that. See, I mean, what would we do without these fine folks?
Thank you, guys.
People, they get to see my smiling, sometimes not so smiling face, but if it wasn't for the people in the control booth, we would have nothing. And we want to remind you to try and keep the lights on, to bring you great wrestling talk.
Lights.
7 nights a week.
Lights.
7 nights a week. I was 71 consecutive days from the day
I don't know how you do it, Dan. I don't know how you do
From
it.
the day I landed from Tampa, and that was all work that week, until I don't know if I told you the Linda Marati Ultimate Warrior story on the airplane.
No, I don't
When
think
we were trying to go to Florida, there was a thunderstorm, and she overheard the flight attendants talking, and as her, little Marati was sitting there, she just grabbed her bag, and I thought she was going to the bathroom, but she ran off the plane. So we didn't make it to Florida. We made it to New Hampshire instead. 2 days off, and now I'm on, I think, consecutive day 29 or 30. 9 or 10 hours a day. To give these fine folks sometimes as many as 20, 21 brand new videos a week, because we love you.
sacrifice.
That's why, baby.
Sacrifice.
We love that you're a fan. We love that you're a friend, but more than anything, we'd love you to join the Boston Wrestling Patreon family over at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling, where you get early ad-free access to programs just like this, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library that's been seen by millions online, millions on the Howard Stern Show, thanks to that lunatic, the Iron Sheik, and so much more. Patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. We'll be back after this brief timeout. Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marati.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store.
Check it out.
arguably the greatest professional wrestler of all time. Get this limited edition collector's autograph print personally signed by two-time WWE Hall of Famer Nature Boy Ric Flair, inscribed 16 times for each of his recognized World Championship reigns. One of only 50 made direct from our friends at WWE. Also signed by original artist Rob Schamberger. Help keep wrestling legends working. Get this awesome Ric Flair collectible for your wrestling collection now.
Cheer. Why, hello. I would ask what was on your mind, but I already know. You want to know what has got my beard looking oh so majestic. And I'll tell you, it's sexy as hell beard care. Coconut oil, vitamin E oil, almond oil, both sweet and bitter, shea butter, it's all natural. Yes, JTG has actually come out with a high quality product. So support your boy by going to sahbeardcare.com and take one step closer to becoming sexy as hell. Cheer. Ooh, cheer. You know?
Wrestling fans, welcome back to Wrestling Insiders. Dan Marty, JTG, talking a little current events in the world of professional wrestling. A guy that, still a big wrestling fan. I mean, I was very, very ultra impressed that you, as a former WWE talent, simply have gone to WrestleManias to enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I'm still a fan. You know, you have to be a fan to be a professional wrestler because the amount of dedication and sacrifice and what we put our bodies through, you have to be passionate about the business. And if you're just somebody off the street that wants to make some money in the wrestling, you're not gonna last that long.
Well, I've come up with a great idea for Dallas that we still have plenty of time to discuss if you're going to make it out there for WrestleMania week this year. Were you at the last Dallas one at AT&T Stadium?
I believe I was. Yeah, I was with the company. Yeah, I believe I was there. I probably did a backstage segment. What year was that?
16? No, you were gone.
No, I was gone by then. You know, I'm thinking about another
Hit the road,
WrestleMania.
Hit the road, baby. I've never seen a spectacle like it. They gave me tickets right next to the hard cam, and I just, however, you know, people.
What was
say,
the main event? What was the main event that year?
Triple H and Roman.
Oh yeah, I definitely wasn't there for that. Yeah.
I just remember looking up, and looking up.
The amount of people.
And looking up and saying, I may never be with this many people in one place at one time again. And I've tried to explain it to people. It was so loud that when Austin came out, it was almost like it went silent. It was weird.
Oh, wow.
It was that loud that it was like there was no sound.
It was deafening. Okay.
It was just, it wasn't the best WrestleMania they've ever had by any stretch of the imagination. But as far as the spectacle goes, that's almost like what WrestleMania has turned into now.
It's just a spectacle,
It's not, you know, sure, the event is based around the in-ring wrestling, but the spectacle that it's become, my God.
Yes.
And I love this because I don't know how many Linda Marati stories I've told you, my ex, but Baby Marati, you just missed him when we did Wrestle House in Tampa, but he got to go to his first WrestleMania this year.
Nice.
The mother asked how it was, and he said, oh, it was one of the best nights of my life.
Wow. Okay.
And she hated
both
that.
nights?
Yeah, she hated that. But I loved it. I loved it. I think I told you.
You might be raising a future wrestling star. We'll see.
Well, he's 16. He's almost as big as me.
Okay.
So he's getting there, brother.
Just get him into the ring.
Saugus football team wants him for now, though. So you know what? I think there's a little more cash in the NFL if he could ever go that route.
I think that's the direction to put him in.
I don't think they do the downside guarantee route. But yeah, he was. It sucked that it rained, as you know, because you were there.
Yes, it did.
But I don't know if you and I discussed this though. But did you know that Virgil got tossed from WrestleMania?
He was in the building?
Yes, I'll have to send you a picture of it. He was going around when everybody was stuck, you know, in the concourse.
I think I heard this. I think I heard this in getting people to take 8 by 10s and charging them. Yeah.
Charging people for pose photos, and then they.
Oh God! Oh, Virgil.
Isn't that hysterical?
Yes,
You gotta love to have the balls to do it, I guess.
He has a lot of balls. I've seen him by his merch table. He's selling other people's gimmicks. It's like, bro.
I remember I leaned into the kid. I said, "Do you see the guy in the black hoodie, about 25 feet away, almost looking like he's jiving with people.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah. I said, that was Ted DiBiase's bodyguard. I said, his name was Virgil. I said, don't make eye contact because we won't get rid of him.
Oh, and he made eye contact.
No, he
didn't.
He did
it? You listened?
No,
Okay.
no. I remember the year we were in New Jersey together. Tony gave him my phone number to try and latch on to us. And that was almost the end of Tony Atlas's life. Virgil came to our hotel trying to find me. And I remember we saw him in the lobby, and we had Zeb Coulter, Dutch Mantel, who you can tell isn't exactly Ricochet at this point.
Yeah.
So we found a side door to eventually get into the hotel, and just, I wanted nothing to do with it. Then the next day at the WrestleCon, you weren't with us for that one. He was waiting for us there. But I am, with my injuries and so on, and there's one fan that always mocks me. He said, you always bring up this car crash with the Sheik. Well, you know what? My pain and my disability is part of my existence, fine sir or fine lady, whatever you may be. But I am not a morning person because of the pain I wake up in. And I was in no mood after dealing with that New York City traffic
To deal with Virgil.
for Virgil.
Question: did he ever raise that $1 million? I know there was a GoFundMe or a some type of donation where he wanted to be a millionaire, and fans were donating money. I don't know if he got close to it.
I've got to research this.
Yeah.
I have a feeling if he even scratched 4 digits, it would have made news.
It made, okay. So
Yeah, I'm going to think that was highly unsuccessful.
last time, it was a couple of months ago. I checked. It's probably like a couple of $100. But
You know what he really needs?
what's that?
His own line of beard care.
You know what? I think I can help him out. Some sexy as hell beard care. Maybe he'll get those ladies running to his merch table if he was wearing this.
Well, I tell you, I keep telling all the ladies at Noel's Salon, now right here in Melrose up the street, I have this beard care coming, because they're always talking about the moss on the face. They've seen this handsome gentleman that they've been oohing and ahhing over, even one of the, one that tends to, she prefers the females, but you know what, she saw you and she said you may transition her back to...
Oh, wow. That's not the first time I've heard that. But
Really?
Okay, yeah.
You've transferred many lesbians back. A few?
I lost count, so yeah, a few.
That many?
Yeah.
Well,
I convert. I'm a converter.
Ayana Lizzo Pollock.
That's her name?
Well, the Lizzo I added for reasons you may imagine. Carlito would enjoy it.
Oh, okay,
I think you know Carlito's preference.
Oh,
so
yeah.
He would.
Spit it on
Carlito would
Quitters.
be in heaven. We'll leave it at that. I miss old Carly. I haven't seen him now in a while. But as we continue to try and talk about current events as opposed to nonsense, I think one thing you can knock WWE right now, I want to know, agree, disagree. I think the one thing they've done right and have done right now going on half a year is
Can I guess?
Sure.
Can I guess it?
Yes.
Is it the Roman head of the table storyline?
Pretty close.
Pretty close, okay.
And you're right about that. I just think the 2 world champions. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
2 world champions that are credible, badass-looking guys that when the bell rings, they get in there and they get the job done. Now, have they had great challenges every month on the pay-per-views? No. Have they always been involved in the best storylines? Roman's has been great.
Bobby Lashley, I'm tired of seeing him wrestle Drew. I don't want to see them wrestle no more.
You know, I love Bobby worked for us down at that fine establishment that I think you drove
the
by
Memorial
several
Hall?
times.
Okay.
Yeah, Bobby, hell of a guy. I think the world of Bobby Lashley. I don't know why they didn't bring Bobby Lashley back after WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans and use him the way he's been used now is just this kick-ass, realistic individual, but you know it took them a little while to get there. That's fine. You know, the GPS took them a strange route. They were trying to go from Boston to New York and wound up in Chicago.
Is he still married?
first.
Is he still married to Lana? Did he ever
I
get
don't
divorced?
know if they got divorced or not in the storyline.
That was the most drawn out, horrible storyline. I'm like, when is this going to end? Please don't do my boy Bobby like this.
Horrible.
Oh my God.
I mean, he should be out there kicking ass. I mean, whether you are interested in Goldberg, whether you think Goldberg's a joke at this point, I think it makes for a unique physical presentation, if nothing else.
Yeah,
seeing
speaking
the
of
two them
that,
collide.
I really wanted to see Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. What's going on with that?
I honestly, I'm glad they're not doing it.
Really? Why do you say that?
That is what you need for 102,000 people in Dallas.
Oh, you're right. That's Dan using his own brain over there. You're right. That will be a WrestleMania. That is a main event.
At SummerSlam.
Yes. Okay. I agree. If they actually could do that, if AEW doesn't snatch up Brock before.
I know they got money, but I can't see Vince letting Lesnar go.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a little too much pie.
You can have Braun. You can have CM Punk. You can have Daniel Bryan, but you cannot have Brock.
And on top of that, you talk about the different dynamics for Brock. Think about Brock and Roman with Heyman stuck in the middle. Who does Paul Heyman side with? Remember, you and I like to note, because it makes me feel good, we're about the same age, even though I could probably pass as your father and son. You know who that used to bother more than anybody? Bobby a little bit, but Shelton. Shelton, because Shelton's probably, I think, 6 years older than me.
Oh, wow.
And he hated that, because he looks so much younger than me.
Yeah, he looks great.
And I would break his balls relentlessly. Shelton was a former champion here in Boston Wrestling.
Oh, I did not know that.
Outside, I'll give you a little historical fact as we get ready to celebrate 20 years. Other than WCW and WWE, we are the only wrestling organization to ever hold an event of any kind, wrestling related, at the TD Garden in Boston. And Shelton was a big part of that back in 2011 during what I would call our glory years.
The glory years.
That was right around the time we transitioned to live events down in the Carolinas. And we had the only event in wrestling history, not just with active wrestlers from WWE, TNA, and Ring of Honor at the same time, which is a coup to pull off. We had champions from all three organizations wrestling. Eddie Edwards was the Ring of Honor champion, Jay Lethal was the X Division champion, and Daniel Bryan was the U.S. champion. All competed in an MWF ring down at our Memorial Hall.
Oh, you're going to be excited for November 13th.
Now,
oh, my God.
That's really
I'm
a cool
excited. I can't wait.
I don't think you'll ever see that happen again.
Oh, I'm glad to be a part of this.
That had, imagine the politics that went into that. Not only that, we had Abyss and Homicide. They were under TNA contract. Paul Bearer just got pushed off of that ledge by Edge. I think you were still in WWE.
Yeah, 2011. Yeah.
Awesome Kong had her last match before she went there as Karma. She was already signed. WWE did us the courtesy of allowing her there too. So it was an event for the ages, and it snowed.
And it snowed? Did that mess up?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. You talk about feeling like you're going to have your WrestleMania 3, and it turned into
and then
WrestleMania 9 when they were trying to give tickets away. Yeah, that was a disappointing.
WrestleMania 9, they gave tickets away at the Caesar Palace.
They were the casinos were giving them away left and right.
They couldn't fill up that small arena.
No.
Nobody wanted to see Bret versus Yoko.
Do you remember how dead business was 92 into 93?
Oh, man.
You got to remember when that.
Was that Bret's fault?
No.
Okay.
It was the industry's fault. Do you remember the sex and the drug scandals from 92?
Yes. Hogan, yes.
No, not just Hulk. I mean, it was the industry. We got to remember, at that point, WWE was in peril, even though Vince McMahon's indictment and trial didn't come until later in 93. And the trial was in 94, that was a company that was at risk of going out of business because there were so many con men. And some people did have legitimate gripes, but 90% of it was pure and utter bullshit. It was just ex-veterans that were out of the sport. There were no more territories for them to go and work, as Howard tells me to end the show. And maybe, what might be interesting as we continue to do these episodes, especially if you become a full-timer, is I love historical WWF.
And I love learning,
stuff. And maybe we could even do some back and forths about that. Yeah, but the man's would just, if you check out, because this is going to air this week, the most recent Marty Jannetty episode, we're in the spring of 1990 in the WWF chronological order. And about a week before WrestleMania 6, Dr. George Zahorian got busted. Zahorian was the Philadelphia Athletic Commission appointed doctor. And the guys would go in and literally go in with grocery bags filled with gas and pain pills and anything you can imagine the guy would give them.
He was hooking it up. Oh, man.
And the Fed showed up and he goes, "Oh, I'm with the patient." And all of a sudden the Feds heard, the paper shredder was, and then they kicked the door in and they found quite a litany of WWE superstars' names on those pieces of paper, and it led to Zahorian went to jail for 3 years, and then the feds were hot to trot after trying to shut WWF down, which, as they wasted their time, their thought process was that Vince was, turning Titan Towers into this distribution center, which never happened.
No.
It was a ridiculous waste of taxpayers' money, and they even got, when Vince had to wind up going to trial, I mean, things as simple as...
Oh, no, you said, what was in that Ica Pro?
I don't think there's nothing in the ICO Pro. No, I don't think there was any. I don't think it worked for anybody. So there was nothing in the ICO Pro. I'd like to get an ICO Pro banner for back
that would be really cool.
Yeah, those. But you got to remember, in the spring or the summer of '91, when Hogan's name got involved, as Zahorian was getting ready to go to trial, there was major backlash, and McMahon told the talent at the TV tapings, "You have to get off everything." Ooh. And if you go back, you're a wrestling guy, you go back and look at WrestleMania 8, and then you compare that to the roster at the end of the year. 92, they lost Hogan, Warrior, Piper, Bulldog, Texas Tornado, Legion of Doom, Sid, who they gave the big monster. He was in the
Monster Push, yeah.
He worked
Hogan,
event at WrestleMania. Macho Man started wrestling in a shirt. Jake Roberts had issues of a different kind, but he was gone. Yeah. But I mean, virtually every top guy in that company that ended '91 into early '92, and they had an awesome roster at that point. But I mean, just about every top guy was gone, which is why they had to go with the Bretts and the Shawns and elevate Undertaker even more than he already was. But that's a very interesting time. I had so much more to talk about with this guy, but ... The good news is, we have more footage from our Wrestle House in Tampa when we thought the house was going to blow away like the Wizard of Oz. The weather was so bad out that we taped on WrestleMania Sunday. And this fall, JTG is going to be back for more Wednesday night Wrestling Insider Special Edition episodes. It's really cool. We have a lot of great legends and veterans that have been with us. We've had, we wanted to try and kick off something extreme themed. And then New Jack passed away 6 days after he was with us, which was just unbelievably eerie. It's been an interesting time here, but we're getting back to business with the live events. Again, fans, don't forget, a week from Friday, Friday, August the 6th, all-inclusive VIP packages and general admission tickets go on sale to everyone for our Back to the 80s WrestleFest Saturday night, November the 13th, 2 blocks down the road at Memorial Hall, right here in Melrose, Massachusetts. The zip code of champions, 02176. But if you want to beat the fans to the punch, our Patreon members, you can get that special code to get the tickets. Now, how does that benefit you? We're going to have a special ticket discount that's going to last a couple of weeks. And on top of that, when it comes to the Fanfest, it's going to go in a numbered order. So the sooner you order, you'll have first crack at the interacting with the legends themselves. And a lot of the VIP packages, JTG, you talk about a kid's dream come true. They come with the group photo with every legend all in one photo. Ooh. You talk about social media cred.
Ooh, you know what's likes you to get on that? You post that on Instagram?
You and 8 legends all in the same picture? You might even sneak in for one. But
I definitely got to get one of those.
We'd have to talk to your legal people to see if we could get you clearance to even be in Massachusetts on that day. We know you're in hot demand right now. You're in such great shape.
Yes, I am. Thank you. Yes,
we'll see what we can figure out, though. All right, wrestling fans, as Jackie the Joke Man centers me up again, for my partner in crime, JTG, let us know in the premiere chat to my right if you want them back, if you've enjoyed this episode, what you thought about the topics we talked about, all the things we didn't talk about that I wanted to. And if you're not watching during the premiere, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, the Super Chat is open for business. Don't forget to tip the bartender. For JTG, I'm Dan Marati. I can't wait to try out all of these goods that he's got, baby. I'm smelling like strawberry lemonade. Linda's going to want some action for the first time in a couple of years when she comes by the studio today. In a couple of years.
I didn't catch you. I was still busy basking in the strawberry lemonade.
I said, Linda's going to want a little zibba zabba zabba zabba.
Oh, hey, okay.
When she gets a load of
gets a whiff of this, yes.
Yeah. That's all I need.
Bear care.
That's all I need. All right, folks, we'll see you tomorrow night, 10 p.m. after Impact Wrestling with the return of the man who's been partying since he came out of the womb, Marty Jannetty. You and yours be well. Good night from Boston. Thank you for joining us. Please give the video a big thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe to the channel to enjoy more great content. Don't forget, you can help keep wrestling legends working. Check out our eBay store and join the Boston Wrestling family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling so we can produce more in-depth shoot interviews.